Hello everyone, welcome back to Skybite Studios, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Studio Series 21 Voyager class Starscream from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And there you could see, this is what he looks like in the box. This is a repaint of a previous mold, clearly we have, of the original Studio Series Starscream, which I have right here in jet mode for now. And yeah, as you can see, he is in his Revenge of the Fallen repaint with all the tattoos there. This is a quick look at the box. There's the artwork right there. It's a little bit different, of course, and pretty much everything is the same except for the product pictures. And yeah, that's about it. So anyways, let's get this box open and see how different the two figures are. Alright everyone, and there he is in his jet mode, and yes, we are going to start off in jet mode just because that's kind of the style that all reviewers seem to do, and I'm just going to go with the flow with that pattern. And then we're going to take a look at the differences in robot mode, but here it is. And before we get to the figure itself, just a quick look at the background that all the Studio Series figures come with, and it's just the force battle scene. And we've seen this one before. Yeah, nothing different. It's definitely a little bit of a departure from the Mission City battle that we are always getting. But anyways, back to the figure itself. And this is how he looks. And now we're gonna bring out his original Studio Series form right here. I'm gonna back up the camera just a little bit so you guys can see what they look like. And I forgot to turn on my LEDs. Awesome. But yeah, there you go. This is what they look like. And as you can see, pretty much the only difference is the paint. The molds are exactly the same, but the joints do feel very, very different, but I'll cover that more when we get to the transformation. But yeah, you could see this one is kind of a mixture of brown and like a light brown / tan or gray, and then this one's more like, I don't even know, it's like a creamy kind of white color. I wouldn't even know how to describe it. And then of course the black for all the tattoos, and you see a lot of this nice detail. You see the Decepticon symbol right there, some Cybertronian symbol right there. You got the black tip here on the nose. There's slightly different colors for the glass here. This one's a little bit closer to a pea yellow, I guess you could say. It's a little bit more it's a deeper yellow than this one is. It's almost orange. And yeah, and pretty much the only mold difference is actually in the weapons themselves, and they both store in the same place right here in the back. And let's take a look at these first. Here's the one that came with the original Studio Series Starscream, which is his missile launcher, which I like it. I really do. I've always liked this. I had absolutely no problem with it. I like the paint applications right here with the gold, the white, and this one was actually one that I was expecting to come with the original Starscream because it showed up in product images, and in some images it showed him having both of these weapons, so I guess they kind of like scrapped it for, who knows, financial reasons, just like cheapen the price of the figure, save plastic, so they just gave him the one weapon. But it's nice to see that they did include this one. Of course, if you really wanted to, you could give this weapon to this Starscream. But yeah, you can see right here, the blade does spin. It's this transparent yellow, same thing that's on the glass right here of the cockpit. And it's a darker gray than the rest of the jet with a little bit of gold. You could see right there, if my camera decides to focus. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it's kind of a gold or like a copper color, almost mustardy looking, and nothing much on that side other than the peg that you could peg into his arm in robot mode. But yeah, that's it for the weapons here, and they both store on the bottom of the jet. But yeah, same thing. We look at the underside, you can see a little bit more of the color differences that are going to be much more visible in robot mode. And kind of something interesting, I feel like I'm not alone in this, but I'm not really a fan of Starscream's tattooed look. I very much like how he looked in the original movie, which is this color scheme. I had absolutely no problem with this. It's realistic, it makes sense, but I could see why they went with this, because, you know, he went to back to Cybertron after the first movie, and for some reason he wanted to get tattoos, so he got them, and he had this go into the Dark of the Moon movie. And I originally was not going to get this figure because I already like this figure so much, and I don't like the tattoo paint job, but I don't know, something changed in me. I saw a review on this, an early review, and I just wanted to get two. And like I said, I really love this mold. This, if you saw one of my top or worst to best Studio Series figures really so far, you can see that this was really high on the list. This was in second place of all the Studio Series figures so far. So I'm like, why not? Might as well get this one, and I was able to get it early, so that's really cool. But yeah, anyways, let's put this one off to the side for now, and we'll get to this one's transformation. And it's exactly the same, so you could skip the video, skip the transformation if you'd like, go straight for the robot mode. But if you haven't seen it before, here's the tutorial. Just fold up the landing gear right here. Then let's see, we're gonna kind of slide this part up so it's like that now, as opposed to this side where it's flat. You're just gonna raise that part up just like that. This part will disconnect from the back. This is kind of the difference that I was talking about earlier. A lot of the pegs here are much tighter than the other Starscream that I had, so it's kind of scary, and the plastic does feel a little bit different. This feels, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know if it's worse or better, but it's definitely different. It's a little gooier, but not in the sense that it's sticky. It's just plastic feels softer, I guess. That's the best way to say it. But anyways, you can fold the legs out like this. This one's another tough peg, a little bit, and then flip the foot out. There you have one leg for Starscream. Same thing here, just pretty much fold it down, fold up the toes, and there you have Starscream's legs all transformed. We're gonna bring this up just a little bit so you can see what's going on. Now we're gonna go into the arms. You're gonna unpeg this, just straighten it out, and you're gonna pull all this out to the side. And this is another tough joint. There we go. It's just gonna fall out just like that. Straighten the arms. Same thing here. Pull this out, swing it out to the side, and there you go. Those are the arms. Now we're gonna flip this part up. You can see the back of his head right there. And then we're gonna flip these parts. These are gonna be the chest pieces. Flip that out. Flip this out. Camera focus. There we go. And flip that out. Leave that there for now. We're gonna open this piece up. Get that ready. Then we're gonna open this. This part is so stiff that it falls off. The first time I transformed it into this, it fell off, and it's so loose but tight at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, you're gonna pull this out. See, there's his head. Gonna pull this waist piece up to cover that. Then what we're gonna do is you can fold this back down, fill in that space, bring these up, and then this hole right here will peg into the pretty much under his armpit. And there you go. Same thing with the other side. Fill it in, and then the wings here will just clip to the back on 2 pegs. Yeah, as you can see, I'm struggling a lot more with this figure than I thought I would. And we're almost done. Excuse me if you keep hearing a thumping sound. I keep hitting the mic, which is right here under the camera. And yeah, just straighten this hand, straighten this hand, and there you go. There is Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series 21 Voyager Starscream. And pretty much all that's left is to give him his weapon right here. And then you could do this one of 2 ways. You could either use the peg right here, peg it onto his arm like that. That's how that looks. Or you could do what I like to do, just fold the hand up, peg it back in, and you see these two posts right here. They're gonna go kind of where his wrist is, and let's do it this way. Just push that in, and there you go. That's what that looks like. And here we have the two Studio Series Starscreams transformed into their robot modes, and almost in the same pose. But yeah, this is where you can really see the differences shine, as opposed to this one that's primarily white. That now to me it looks blue. I guess there's more blue that shows up here in the center area, and then yeah, all of that. This one is primarily that off-white color, and then you do get some kind of brown gray colors here and some more gold. You definitely see some gold here along the chest area. You see it right here on his shins. And let's take a closer look at the faces. So this is what the face looks like for the first Starscream. That's the Starscream's face right there. And then this is the one for the new one. This one that looks like he's squinting more. Yeah, as to which one I prefer, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna fluctuate between the two of them, which one I'm gonna prefer. I definitely still like this one because it's the color scheme that I'm used to, even though this happened more frequently in the movies. But there's just something about, because of the gold, and there's a different kind of color variation, and the fact that I really like the mold, and I actually don't mind having two of them now. It's cool. If you don't have a Starscream figure from the Studio Series line, get one. But if you already have this figure, I don't think you need to get this one. It's up to you though. If you really like the mold like I do, then go for it by all means. But I still think you should definitely get a version of Studio Series Starscream because it's just so awesome. Now we're gonna go into some height comparisons. So we're gonna get him out of the way. We're gonna compare him with his chicken legs on, because that's how he's supposed to look. Here he is with the first movie version of Starscream, Voyager Starscream right there. You can see they are roughly the same height. It looks like he's just a hair taller, but the proportions on him so much better, especially because he has hands, not these missile launcher things. The gimmick was cool, but they just look funny. And next comparison we're gonna do is a version of the tatted Starscream, and that's gonna be the leader version right here from Hunt for the Decepticons. And yeah, huge height difference. There's also a very big paint difference, even though they're both the tatted version. You can see there are some similarities, like there's a symbol on his thigh, even though it doesn't really look like the same symbol. You can see they inspired each other almost. Let me get this one out of the way. They look similar, but they're different. This one of course has electronics, and these two, this mold actually, and the leader class mold, are some of my favorite Starscream figures. It's a tie for me. I don't know which one I like better. But this one does have the electronics, and not saying you need electronics for a Transformer figure to be good, but I don't know. You can see this one has more of a kind of like a bland gray finish, and I do prefer this color scheme over this one just a little bit, just barely. And this one does have a little bit of the gold, which is just kind of not really gold, it's this dark mustard color on the shoulders. But yeah, that's what they look like side by side. Again, if this is your first time viewing this figure, we'll get into some of the articulation. The arms go up that far, they go all the way down, they go full 360, full range of motion on that elbow right there, which is really nice. You got this, it's on a ball joint, you can move the hands pretty much wherever you'd like them to go, which is rare for a Starscream figure. And then the head can go full 360, no waist articulation or anything like that. Thighs go back and forward that far. Knees have that much of articulation. You could go forward much farther than you can go backward. And not really any foot articulation. You get this kind of shin swivel right here. And yeah, I forgot to mention the bicep swivel here as well. No toe articulation other than the up and down. And yeah, that is about it. So, going back into his jet mode, we're going to show you the transformation for that. Just take off his weapon right here. We're going to fold the hands up just like this. Then we're going to, let's see, we're going to disconnect the back right here. Just unpeg this all. Let that fall like that for now. Then we're going to take the chest pieces here, disconnect those parts. We're gonna bring these parts down right here. I'm gonna fold this in there and then fold this up. Same thing this side, bring it down a little, fold this in, and then fold all that back up. And there you have that. We're gonna pull this open just like that. Gonna lift this part, hopefully it doesn't pop off on me. There you go. Now, the best thing I find to do this part is to pull his head back already, just a little bit. So when you lift this part up, it'll just guide itself back in there. You can just close that part up. Now what we're going to do is kind of just get these out of the way. We'll do the legs now. Just kind of straighten the toes down like that. You see this peg right here goes into that hole on his thigh. Connect those just like that. Then bring this part to the back, and there you go. Same thing here. Bring down the toes, bring this up, peg that in, swivel this back, and you could connect the legs just like that. This is one of the pegs that's also giving me trouble. This one, especially right here, that doesn't want to peg in. And once I try to get it out, it's gonna be really, really tight. And there you go. So next we're gonna do is the arms. We're gonna fold this in just like that. Leave a little space right here, so you can bring this part in. There you go. Do the same thing here. Fold this part in like that. And then bring this all in, and then you can bring this down, and that will peg, the arm will peg into itself. So try to push it as flush as you can down there. Now you can bring this part up, you can bring this part down, that'll click. There you go. Now we are almost done. Next is gonna be this, the slider right here. We're gonna bring it back down so it becomes flush with the rest of the jet. Same thing here, push down, becomes flush with the rest of the jet. Then this part will go back, and we'll tab in with the legs back here. Just bring these up, put the landing gear down, bring the front landing gear, which way is it? Oh, this way. There you go. And there you have Studio Series 21 Voyager class Starscream from Revenge of the Fallen. Now, like I said, it's totally up to you if you already have the Starscream figure, the original Studio Series 1, to get this version. I do not think it is necessary, but if you really want it for this weapon, or you're a really big fan of the mold like I am, then go for it. But like I said, also, by all means, you need to get a version of this figure. It is so cool, and I love it. It definitely has a presence on my shelf, even though it's not that big. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions about this figure or any of the Transformer figures in general, please leave a comment down below. If I don't get to it, hopefully someone in the comment section will see it and answer it for you to help you out. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos in the future. But until then, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.